Hi, I'm Bruce Kayser, a member of Grace United Methodist Church, and I have another member of Grace right next to me here, Karen Kring. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Bruce?
I'm doing great. We want to talk a little bit about WOW and your involvement. Worship on Wednesday.
Yep.
It's a great organization. It's a great mission that the church is involved with, and kind of give us a quick overview of that, and then how you became involved.
We have not children, older kids. And,
Yeah, older
little-
kids don't want to be called
Yeah.
children anymore.
The older I get, the more children they become.
Yeah, I understand
But
that.
it's kids that go to our local high school,
Mhm.
and they can come here every Wednesday and play basketball, and there's a worship involved, and then they got a meal.
And they got a meal.
Yep.
And they have fellowship, and they have friends they might bring on
Mm-hmm.
occasion, or on more than just one occasion.
Many occasions.
And it gets them out of the regular routine and lets them see what's out there in the world,
Right.
kind of.
Right.
And especially with this sort of thing, a lot of these kids, maybe we don't know, don't have any church involvement
Right.
in their lives, and this is an opportunity. I understand, and I do understand we've had some people, young adults, children, that will come to this and that have actually joined the church too, which is nice.
That is true, and I see them a lot on Sunday mornings, and that's always heartwarming for them to have a place to go.
Did you ever think that would happen?
I hoped, but
Yeah.
I think the more we get into it and the longer we do it, the more we see that.
Mm-hmm.
They know they're welcome on Sunday mornings, and they might just come in and pick up a basketball.
Right.
It doesn't really matter to us if they go to the service
Right.
then. It's that they're in the building, they're off the street,
Right.
they have something productive to do.
And you feel safe here.
Yeah, definitely they feel safe here.
Yeah. And the meal and all. Now, how did you get involved in this? What drew you to this?
The kids, mostly Carrie, our
Mm-hmm.
associate pastor, asking for help, passing around the clipboard on Sunday mornings, and just feeling like this was something that I could easily do, and it would mean something.
Okay. And how are you involved specifically? How do you fit into all this?
So I do registration when they come in
Mm-hmm.
and make sure they all have their parental permission, which they're required to have. And then I screen them. I do a lot of first aid if they need it, and mostly I listen.
Mhm.
I'm a nurse by trade, so I get a lot of questions about stomach upset and unwanted pregnancies. I mean, it goes from
Mhm.
one end to the other, and I've done a lot of ice packing and splinting because they're out there playing basketball and they get hurt.
Well, it's great to have somebody like you volunteer for this, because it sounds like your services are
Yeah,
integral to all of this.
yeah, and it just feels good to be able to help them. Even one who said, my mom's losing her house, and I can give them some resources. I've been in the community for a long time. I've been in the church for a long time, and there are resources that I can steer them toward, helping them make doctor's appointments if they need it, because these are kids who they're at that age where it doesn't feel like they would need a doctor, but everybody needs a doctor.
Right.
So I've
Well, when
been
you're
able to-
younger,
yeah,
you're gonna live forever,
Yes.
because that's just
Yeah.
the mindset when you're that young. I used to think that too.
yeah,
Yeah,
me too. And
but,
I'm not young anymore either.
No, I passed that one up that one's way back there
Mhm,
somewhere
me
now.
too.
So anyway, but I didn't realize all of that you make available, and that's terrific. You've probably helped an awful lot of people more than you realize.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And we've talked in an earlier segment about WOW, but you can influence a mind and maybe not even be aware of it, but they'll remember something you said, something you did for them, and they might carry that through their whole lives, believe it or not. It happens.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's a lot of social work.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just listening and picking up on why were you late today, or why weren't you here last week, and what happened, and listening to their
Yeah.
and giving them some honest feedback, non-judgmental, and really welcoming them and knowing when they're here and when they're not. and having that make a difference.
I have a feeling that probably some of these individuals, it's easier for them to talk to you. I'm not calling you a stranger to them, but
Right.
to talk to somebody as approachable
Right.
as you are about problems that could be small or could be huge that they would never bring up at home or maybe even to friends.
Right. You know, we have a lot of girls come in and they want to just sit and talk. And when I talk about, we've had 2 unwanted pregnancies, and just guiding them and holding their hand and making them feel a little bit better, letting them make decisions, and then encouraging them to follow through.
Right.
So.
And you can kind of suggest maybe you should talk to one
Yeah.
person or see
Pointing
about
them-
this, get them in the right
Yep.
direction.
Pointing them to doctors, or again, community resources, and
Right.
how to talk to their parents.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
WOW happens on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
It's worship on Wednesday, obviously. And the time frame of that then, when does that time-wise?
6 to about 8:30.
Okay,
They have
roughly
to
6 to
be in the
8:30.
door. There's a second wave that comes. Some of them have basketball practice at school or
I
football
understand.
practice during that season. They have to be in the door by 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So.
Well, great. All right. I think it's been a pleasure talking to you.
And
I
you
didn't
too.
know you did all that.
Oh,
Isn't that great? Which is another thing about missions.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in it for the publicity.
oh, wait, no.
Maybe for the group you're doing it for,
Yeah.
but you're in it
Yeah.
for the mission itself,
Yeah.
which is great. There's a lot of nice people out there that volunteer their times and their efforts, and I congratulate you on what you do. I think that's
you.
great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
been a
Another mission moment, and Karen Kring there with a word about WOW, Worship on Wednesdays from Grace United Methodist Church. I'm Bruce Kayser, a member of the church, and we appreciate you watching.